This is Neutopia for the TurboGrafx-16. So this is considered Hudson Soft's answer to Zelda, which I reviewed last. It was released in 1989, so a couple years before Link to the Past. There are some very similar things between the two games. One of your buttons will always be the sword, and the other buttons used for items. Just like in Zelda, there's no diagonal, attack, or walking. You have cherries for health rather than hearts, a weird choice, coins instead of rubies, and when you collect a coin, it actually makes the coin sound like in Super Mario Bros. Wow. Enemies are pretty similar as well, but the one thing that I felt they copied were those water monsters that shoot fire at you. I think this was done in the original Zelda to make exploring and surviving more varied, and I can see that Hudson Soft decided to copy the aspect as well. Also, just like in Zelda, everyone seems to live in caves. Why? Is there something about living in caves that's superior to living in houses? As for dungeons, there are 8, just like in Zelda. And in these dungeons you can get a crystal that shows you the map, and you need a boss key to fight the boss. I don't think you needed a boss key in Zelda, but I know that in Link to the Past you did. Speaking about bosses, the first one is a dragon. I wonder if we saw this one before. Just like in Zelda, you're thrown into a world to explore, and this time it took a while to find the first dungeon. You also have a compass, which I found to be pretty handy in helping you find where you're supposed to go. Also, I found that people you talk to were a little more helpful in giving you better hints than in Zelda. There's this guy who is in every dungeon it seems. He loves bombs for some reason, a little too obsessed with it. Finally, the fire wand is very overpowered, and I use it all the time to dispose of enemies. So you want me to get this, huh? No need, I got the fire wand. Being a Zelda clone is not a bad thing, as long as you don't mess it up, and I think Hudson Soft did a good job here. I'm actually interested in continuing this game, but the password system just deflates my interest. However, a solid 8 out of 10.